Was Richard Hart wrong? I'm going to play a clip for you, friends. And to summarize this clip, because it's going to take a while for you to understand it, Richard Hart, he's on stage here with Eric Wall. Now, shout out to Mr. Gibson for doing this clip. Now, I remember this clip when it first came out, basically for like the HEX movie or whatever. Now, in this clip, Richard's going to basically, I'm just going to read between the lines, man. None of these innuendos, metaphors. All right, we don't have enough time for that. Just basically, he's going to imply to you that he raised money in Ethereum for HEX. All right, so he raised money in HEX. He collected ETH. All right, and then he's going to basically imply, without you having expectations, he held the money in Ethereum. Okay, and now I can actually go back and show you the chart. He held the money in ETH, and then he sold the top of Ethereum and bought HEX. All right. Now, this is the actual price chart I'm actually going to show you right now. So here is December 2019. Ethereum is about 160 bucks. So he's basically going to imply that he collects the Ethereum here. He holds the Ethereum, sells the top, and at this point in time, he rotates it into HEX. Now, actually what I've done now, friends, is I've added the HEX price chart. So now you can actually see this happening, right? So now you can actually see, look, the price chart, obviously it tops out here, and look what HEX starts doing. HEX starts going on an enormous run. You see that point? So now, watch. Now, you're going to watch that orange line. You see it starts going on this enormous run up here. See that? He starts climbing up rocket, okay? Now, the next part is going to be the controversial part, and that's why you're going to have to listen to the clip. Because at the end of this clip, he's going to say, I bet that when it's all done, as in the money has been inserted back, he believes you will have a net value add more than if you just held the original Ethereum. Okay, so I'm first going to play you the clip. I'm going to show you how it didn't actually play out. Let's go.
I'm going to tell you a quick story, right? I'm going to give you a quick hypothetical. Ready? Let's pretend you launched a coin and you raised money, right? And then you put that money into Ethereum, and then Ethereum went up 40x, and then you dumped that shit, right? And then you had like a fucking stack of cash, right? I bet like if you reinvested in your original coin, you could have actually net put more into that coin than you took out. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you a quick story, right?
So pretty much, right, he says it there. What he's basically saying is, okay, it's exactly what I just said. But he says it in a different way. He goes, you can net take out more. So basically what it means is, okay, what is he actually saying, friends, okay? I'm going to show you what he actually says. And it did not play out. Because, right, you can actually calculate these prices today, all right? Now, how much Ethereum was collected? You don't really know. But I'm going to be conservative. The rough estimates from December 2019 is around 150,000 ETH. Now, some people say 1 million ETH. No. It was moving around, washing around. Who knows, okay? Rough estimates are around 150,000 Ethereum. Now, here's the Ethereum price today. If you do what 150,000 Ethereum is times 3,070 bucks, okay, today it is worth $460 million. All right? $460 million. Well, what's your comparison? What are you comparing to now? You have to compare to the bid of HEX, both the HEXs. All right, that's what you have to compare to. So, and then what we might do is we might calculate adding up the bid of PulseChain, EHEX, PHEX, and Inc. to make it like more like legit. But what you're actually going to find is it was better off just holding the ETH. Okay, so, but remember, we don't have the exact Ethereum amount. But even if you get to see the rehypothecation here didn't work, because that's actually what it is at the end of the day. You're rehypothecating. You're basically, what you're doing is, friends, you're leveraging on a blue chip unicorn. You're taking some of its supply, you're holding it, and then you're distributing it out, trying to build another city. But the people, unfortunately, the marketplace did not respect that city. Now, if you want to know, let's start from, let's say you remember that $450 million number, right? If you go to look into HEX, shout out to Gerardo, you can actually find how much is sitting on the bid side of the liquidity pools. You see this? You see this, friends, here? Right now it's 8 million. Well, today, look at that. That's nothing. That's pretty much, if you add all of them up, you get like $10 million. That's the bid, okay? The bid. And yeah, that's obviously nowhere near $450 million. Okay, so that's clearly something's gone wrong there, right? So it did not happen. Okay, now obviously I'm not saying it's not meant to be like some sort of the Daily Mail headline like, oh, Richard Hart was wrong or whatever, but no, it did not play out. It took a while for us to come to this conclusion, but you get to see it, right? You can't argue with that. I mean, I could draw it out for you here, right? Just so we have a note. Okay, so we collected 150,000 ETH worth 450 million today. Okay, so that's pretty much what it was. That's worth 450 million today. However, total HEX bid is 10 million only today. Big difference. All right, big difference. That's today. All right. So, however, though, when he started rotating it in, it was starting to look like it had a shot. Because Ethereum's price was 3,000, but HEX's bid, if you want to know how much bid did HEX have at the top of the cycle, I think it was about 150 million. Okay, so HEX at the top. So what we're going to do is, that's today, so we can write at the top, HEX had around 150. I think it might even be more, okay? So as you can see, friends, this rehypothecation stuff on the bid, didn't work as much. But, big but. All right. I'm going off the bid. If you went off the market cap of HEX, removing the origin address, I think now you are comparing, you're comparing 50 billion, which is HEX's top, compared to about 500 billion, which is Ethereum's top. All right. But that market cap number comparison, I don't like that. Because the whole point of you to do this is to support and build your city with a bid. Okay, you know the bid liquidity, like the things that people can sell into and that like the wall can stop everything from crumbling. That's what it comes down to, okay? So if the Ethereum was held today, it's $450 million, all right? Okay, so how do you actually measure this? But look, it depends what your time frame is, I guess. But look, so far, it hasn't played out. Doesn't matter how you spin it. I don't care what date you start from. So far from that, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. Doesn't mean you don't stay long or whatever. Doesn't mean like the thesis changes or whatever. It just means, yeah, now you get to see why HEX and PulseX aren't at trillions of dollars of valuations. It's because that's what it is, friends. We call it rehypothecation. So you basically just throw money around and it's like leveraging on each other. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Remember, the HEX community was bootstrapped. So when you see all those watchers and all the people, the Lambos and stuff, how do they get rich? Okay, they have a lot of people joining in, of course. But what sent it to the moon was most likely, no expectations, it was the Ethereum profits. That's what sent it to the moon. Now, if you go further down the line, remember we did have PulseChain released. PulseChain, we had what I call the dilution effect. Okay, I coined that term so everyone understands what it is. Releasing PulseChain and PulseX, unfortunately, split the bid even more. Whereas Richard would obviously thought you're adding use cases. See, that's why crypto is very chaotic and volatile. We pretty much had maximized the number of people coming into the ecosystem. So the pie didn't grow bigger with PulseChain, PulseX being introduced. Instead, it just split. Okay? When you have a split, unfortunately, there's winners and there's losers. So now it gets diluted even more. And even if, so here's the thing, even if you don't count, so what I'm going to do now is even be more generous to the HEX case, and you see it still doesn't work out. Even if you forget that $1.1 billion was raised, or $600 million for the PulseChain sacrifice, forget that part, stick to the original numbers. Today, pretty much, the total liquidity on PulseChain, okay, this is bid and offer, it's 240 million. So if you want the bid of that, just the bid, it's 120 million. But that's also rehypothecated itself. So I think if you just go to Pulse, okay, it's not 120 million. It's like half that. I think if you add up Pulse, PulseX, EHEX, and PHEX, their bids, you only get around 60 million. Remember, it's just a bid, all right? 60 million. Remember, that is basically if you exit it. Now, obviously, I don't have the full real numbers, but you get to see, once again, that is a big difference compared to the whopping 460 million if we just kept it. Now, what happened was, so you're probably wondering, what happened to the money? So, no. Money wasn't stolen. It just didn't work out, man. That's it, okay? He inserted the money hoping that the city would keep building. Unfortunately, people dumped and quit. All right, now markets are so thin, it's not everybody dumped and quit. It's just, the marginal edge of 5% of people, that's all it takes, they dumped and quit. And it's just cycles, man. Meme coins started appearing, Solana, Jeetland, all these other things started appearing. And remember, this narrative is now a 2020 thing, a 2021 thing, and people move on to the other stuff. AI appears, restaking, other narratives appear. That's why, friends, it's really hard to keep making ground in crypto. It really is hard. We only have one unicorn. Bitcoin makes new highs. Hopefully Ethereum. All right, it's done it before. So you get to see how difficult it is. But now, now you get to see, right, how these things play out. Now, we can't say it's done yet. It's not done. But because, what am I doing? I'm measuring, you got to be a bit, accurate as well. It's 3 years after the top. How much more time do you want? Another 3 years, You're like, are you only going to start it when Bitcoin, goes even further, 100K, or Ethereum goes up further? That's the tough part. How do you wrestle with that? Just been bleeding for 3 years since, okay? So, unfortunately, the idea hasn't worked out. All right, it hasn't worked out. People have dumped. And, of course, if you ask me to play some pump music, I will, okay? Because that's not the thesis we're playing for, friends. That's not the thesis we're playing for. But you want to know, why did people keep holding on? Why did they keep doing that? Well, there you go, okay? Because the guy who got everything right before, he was wrong about that part. And, yeah, you can look back, think, why did it happen? I guess it's so obvious to everyone else. But I guess the truth is, man, Bitcoin was a unicorn, first mover advantage. And HEX made too many people too rich too fast. But then again, friends, I don't even like saying that. That is a cop-out excuse. Explain Pepe. Explain Doge. There are many coins out there that also went up too fast and made too many people rich. And it did not get destroyed like HEX's price chart. Now, they didn't have the inflation metrics of that. They didn't have the reliance of one leader who then basically disappears, okay? Effectively disappears. Yeah, he's still there, but you go at a point. And obviously the corrupt SEC thing doesn't help, but it's been tough. It's been tough when you look at all that perspective. But I'm just showing you that this idea of this rehypothecation thing, it got wiped in the bear market. Okay, so that was, I know here's the thing, man. Richard preaches against leverage. But what he did was turbo leverage. Okay? It was turbo leverage without a forced exit point. He just used leverage in a different way. He used leverage as in, because think about this, friends. Okay, no expectations, but I'm just going to tell you, this is the truth, okay? He took 150,000 Ethereum that wasn't his, okay? He raised that money for the HEX ICO. Okay, I'm obviously being blunt with the words here, just screw everyone else, friends, trying to get to the conclusion, right? He took 150,000 ETH, okay? He borrowed, that's leverage. You borrowed money that's not yours, you hold the Ethereum, and then when Ethereum goes, you sold the top, and then you rotated all your profits in somewhere. So that's leverage, friends. That's leverage. What's leverage? It's borrowing other people's money. Okay? That's pretty much what it is, right? Now, another testament, how I know, just how, look, everything's going to be all right. I'm just telling you, this is this type of stuff, man. This is finance, okay? These are the games that experiments people play. and everyone thinks they haven't nailed it right, and it's very, very hard to go against people who are like on the winning streak, okay? But think about this though. If Richard really, really believed in that idea, he would have used his own money to do it. Okay? He would have used his own money if he really, truly believed. Okay? Just to let you know, okay? But like that's not like some sort of like a grand reveal. Duh. No one works for free. But just telling you, okay? So just that's it. That's truth though. If you really believed in your idea, you would have dumped your own money at the top and rotated it in. Because remember what he said in the Eric Wall interview. He says, I bet you can take out more money than you put in. That's what he was taking the bet on. So what he was basically implying, friends, when you look at all the puzzle pieces, he took Ethereum, it was leverage. He smacked it in. He's basically building another city. And he believed that the city would have so much momentum going forward and be accepted by the market and had the game theory and all these other beautiful bells and whistles that he believed it would continue to grow and that whatever he inserted would start to pay dividends. That's what his grand bet was. Unfortunately, what ends up happening is it ends up just being a transfer of Richard's leverage Ethereum trade because he borrows money off the HEX, but no expectations, blah, blah, blah. Okay, forget those people, friends. But he ends up using that. He ends up smashing up HEX. Now, unfortunately, all the believers stay and the scum dump and leave. But then again, man, I'll play some Just Gentle Angel music because, like, can you really call them scum, friends? You know, because people did this to Bitcoin. They did this to Ethereum. They did this to Doge. They did this to Pepe. They did this to Dogwave Hat. They've done this to every coin. These big sellers are a natural part of the markets. They are everywhere. And it's not the sellers who determine whether the thing carries forward. All right? It's that other X factor, the combination of people in there. It's the product market fit. Okay? Now, where does that leave us today? Well, I mean, like, if you go back to it, man, remember, I'm just going to be honest. This is the December 2019 Ethereum, man. That's, friends, that's not even like, that doesn't even include what we just raised for the PulseChain and PulseXac. And I can even just show you the Ethereum chart. Again, this is a log chart, friends. Remember, the money gets raised here. He sells the top up here, okay? Just for clarification. So that's done pretty much. I'll give it a tick, but it's kind of like, well, it was just one transfer out. So that's why now we have a new game. The game continues. Now it's chapter 2. Now there's PulseChain. And he's got $600 million. He's bought Ethereum now. Again, it's the same trade. It's literally the same trade. He's got 170,000 ETH sitting there. So now, obviously, the bet is, okay, is he going to do the exact same thing? I don't know. Because look at it. He can see, because wait a minute, man. You greedy son of a bitches, man. Like, I don't even want to say that, friends. It's not, you can't just say the community, all these people dumped. I know they are scum dumpers. I know anybody who clicks sell before me is the scum dumper. Of course, it's a joke, okay? But the product market fit was not able to carry itself throughout so far. Okay, cycle's not done yet. We could still wake up, but I mean, like, doesn't look nice. Down 99%. You know what I mean? Like, so why is 99% good today, but it wasn't good when HEX was at its high? All right, so that's something to think about. Now, all right, now where are we, friends? Now we are here. We have raised money for PulseChain. Ethereum is on its way up. Okay, so we raised the money here, whatever. We now have 170,000 ETH. Remember, I've even got the line here for you. PulseChain stack price wallet buy 3,800. All right, obviously we're hoping he's able to do something and hopefully go somewhere here. Who knows, man? Who knows? But if he does that rotation, is he going to do it again that way? I don't know. Why would he? The first time, like, this is the thing, friends. it's hard to really balance. You go, does Richard think he won? Does he still think he's won? That is that's something only he knows when he looks in the mirror. When he sees his chart now, does he think he genuinely won? Right? He can posture to the community like, we're winning. No, but does he actually look at himself in the mirror and go, I am a winner? Down 99%. Look, I'm just going to be honest, man. When you're looking at this is all 200 million people knowing crypto, man. They just know this HEX chart, okay? Now, yes, of course, the community says, that's not the one. The PHEX is the real one. Okay, bro, yes, you are 200,000 people. There's 219 million people in crypto. And this is the HEX chart they know, all right? That's all they know. So that's why. How do you get into his head? You don't know, man. He'll never tell you the truth, by the way. No way. Okay? He'll never tell you the truth. Just like Donald Trump will never tell you what he really thinks. You know what I mean? No one will. No way. They're leaders. They can't tell the people, the peasants, what really happens. No. That's not the part of the game. It's an act. Okay? And the act is fake it till you make it. Or just act like a kid the whole way and hope it works out. Okay? So, only you, friends, only you can think about, all right, you may think this is a great chart. There's 200,000 people of you. 219 million people think you're a failure, though. So you tell me, are you in it for glory? Or are you in it to warp your own reality and make your own little kingdom private island where you celebrate this chart and say, no, this chart actually doesn't exist anymore. It's the PHEX chart, which, by the way, is also getting destroyed right now, okay? But remember, the cycle's not done, okay? So we've gone through these different elements, and now you get to see that theory, man. Remember, it all came from that video, friends. I just showed you that Eric Wall conversation with Richard, where he says, well, that it basically, that's leverage, man. He's basically leveraging. He's like basically saying, can you make a positive momentum flywheel by throwing in this unicorn money in, which is Ethereum? All right. And yeah, it looked like it was happening, wasn't it? It did look like it was happening, but now years later, it is not self-sustained. Okay. Kind of tells you, man, it's really hard to cheat cycles, isn't it? You can't cheat the cycle, man. It doesn't matter what you it's really, really, really hard. That's why Bitcoin's a miracle. Ethereum is a miracle. All right. They're very rare, man. They're really rare. Okay. That's why, friends, like everybody in this past season who was everyone on Soilana, Jeetland, they think, oh, I've got the miracle. Chances are you don't. So where to from now? Well, I don't know how you want to do the measurements and the calculations, but it's what I've just shown you. It's not even up for debate. Okay. It literally, his own words. He goes, if I take money and then I put it somewhere, I bet you can take more money than what you put in. Didn't happen. Okay. How much is that money worth today? $450 million. How much money can you take out of the HEX bid today? 10 million. All right. 450 million is a lot different than 10 million. A lot. Okay. Now, here's the rescue package, though, which is, it's crazy, man. The rescue package is another leverage trade. That's the funny part. I'm just being honest, man. Being honest. It's funny. It's just funny when you think about it. It is, though. It is. Like, okay, so now we've got PulseChain, which is it right now. Okay. And we have 170,000 ETH, all right? 170,000 ETH, friends. But it has to go between all the liquidity. And as you get to see, friends, yes, there's 170,000 ETH. Oh, man. That's a game, man. That's a game. It's kind of crazy, man, now. But we have to think. How is he going to distribute this? What surprised me was he literally just blatantly, in December, January, March, whenever it was this year, past few months, he just started rotating the money in. He just started buying them. Okay, just to like, hey, I'm here. But I don't know if it's a posturing of like, hey, I can move the wallet, I can move the money and actually buy the tokens already if I want to. It could have been that, or it could be this is what I'm actually going to do. Right? So, yeah, it's 4D chess. Right? What do you think, friends? Do you think he was buying because he's going to say, hey, I'm just going to repeat what I did with HEX? It's, I don't blame you for thinking that way, but then also like, come on, bro, but HEX's bid is nowhere near what you inserted, man. People just dumped. Unless, right, you have a view where you go, well, he found the way to pay himself somehow. Or maybe he will find the way to pay himself in this one. maybe he's going to find the way to like have offers somewhere. So maybe he's going to rotate 170,000 ETH in everywhere. Maybe he's going to sell for 50,000 ETH worth somewhere. But I don't know how you do that because people can be front running you. So I know there's a lot of moving parts, friends, but that's what I'm telling you. It's not as look, the further you go in, the more you mid-curve it. That's why it's literally, do you believe? That's all it comes down to, man. That's all it comes down to. Do you believe? I think the HEX community, PulseChain community, I think they're powerful posturing themselves. I know I keep using that word. The flexing and the I believe and stuff. I think, man, it packs a punch in a bull market. Of course, they really do believe in their memes. And especially look at the altcoins on PulseChain ecosystem itself. So it's a representation. There is underlying strength. It is there. But how much strength? Obviously, that's what we're talking about, all right? Because there's a big difference between, rallying a 10x or a 300x, right? There's a big difference there. But, if we go back to that number here, we have 170,000 ETH, and this is what let's work off the numbers today, right? 170,000 ETH today, friends, is actually, I apologize. He didn't collect 170,000 ETH. He collected $600 million, right? How much is on the bid for the whole ecosystem today? It's not $600 million, friends. It's only 60 million. All right. I know technically it's 120 million, but no, that's rehypothecated as well. They're crossing each other, I think. That's not fully. All right. Even if you made it 120 million, right? Compare 600 to 120 million. All right. But look, I'm going to be honest, friends. As critical as I am, right? I'm not critical. I'm just telling you, as 100% sharp and analytical, looking at every piece as I am. If you were to ask me, or even yourself, what's the best strategy to do given these circumstances? It would be to do everything he's doing. It would be to do literally everything he's doing right now. I'm not even joking. All right. He's gone real close to the wall of telling everybody, hey, sell. Just get out, man. I need you out. I need you out because I can't afford you to sell on the way up. I need you to click out now. Okay. He's come literally he's basically done everything he can. All right. Whether it's subconscious, I don't even know. Right up to the wall where he basically he's like one hair away from just tweeting, I quit. Fuck is all. I'm leaving Twitter. I'm leaving crypto forever. Like that shakeout, that type of shakeout. All right. But, if he was to do something so extreme, it wouldn't have the intended effect, you think, because a lot of people would think that, so some people would sell, of course, but then when he returns, they buy back in. He doesn't want that. He doesn't want, and that's what, if you give people this binary news event, you don't actually shake them out because you add the dead weight back on. You don't want them to have this binary news event in their head where is Richard here or Richard not? You don't want that. The best thing to do is to do what it's actually doing now, which is you're fading away over time. You're not giving the people what they want. They're basically getting drained of blood, just getting drained slowly with time and stuff. But also, friends, this is part of the natural 4-year cycle. There's it's not like Cardano and XRP and all these other coins from the past are beaming through the highs. They're crushed to the shit house as well. But the reason why I love the community is that we can actually see a freaking wallet with this money that's going to insert itself in. Whereas all these other communities are value extractors. They're dumping inflation. You know they are. See, that's the big difference. So, and they're bigger in size and they're older in narrative. Okay. And you can't even bet on them with mad leverage, which is PulseChain altcoins and the meme coins and stuff. There are still a lot of advantages here. So that's why I just want to communicate to everyone. Because I can put all of these in words, it's because I love it. Okay? I can go do this same 30-minute video for another chain, but there's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's just, okay, well, XRP Ledger, friends, they have the lowest number of active devs in crypto. Pretty much. I'm not joking. Bottom 2%, only 300. I mean, there's $30 billion market cap. Ripple own 55% of the coins, which they are unlocking and dumping. They don't even have any meme coins. They had to fork Uniswap. Like, just like, you see what I mean? Like, there's no pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. Like, God bless them. I hope they'll do really, really well. But I'm just telling you that as well, okay? Binance, no meme coins on there as well. BNB, it's literally just profit rotations from the exchange, right? So where's your leverage there? You don't really, you know what I mean? You need BNB to literally freaking flip NVIDIA or something at this point. You need to be betting on the meme coins. Where's the meme coin culture, okay? But this is the next game, man. This is the next game. So how are you going to measure it? I don't know how. Doesn't even matter what the measurement is, friends. That's probably the most climactic thing, the conclusion of all of this. Where you measure, like, oh, are you comparing how much ETH total amount to the bids? Like, that's a Muppets game, all right? Ultimately, it's coming down to one thing: buy low, sell high. That's it. We know the vision and the strategy is you are front running 100 million Coinbase customers who are going to come in and buy the shit out of their coins on base chain, which is probably going to get everybody in the world excited enough to reprice whatever the hell retail buys on Coinbase, reprice them everywhere else. And we might just see this big mania of different technologies, whatever they're going to be, man. I'd love to say gaming and metaverse and NFT. I hope so, man. I'm just telling you this right now. All of yous are expensive, okay? Because right now, all I'm saying is meme coins are cheap as shit. That's it. That's all. And I know retail, they are more in the business of making money than believing in decentralization, okay? So you go down to that line, right? What better way to bet on that than to be in the most deepest value contrarian chain where if Richard has this ETH, okay, and it gets rotated in, and there really is a big smack up, if there really is, friends, eventually, there will be a giant pricing of the altcoins. I promise you. Not just from the PLS, from the PulseChain, HEX, and PX holders themselves and Inc., but the rest of the crypto industry will be bridging in. Friends, think about this, okay? None of you guys own Dog with Hat. Most of you don't. All right. What if Solana was 100 billion valuation and it only had one meme coin on there, and its name was Dog with Hat, and you're the only person in the world who knew about this coin, and it was at 1 million market cap? Would you not be the most excited person in the world to buy it at 1 million market cap and then shill to the whole crypto industry that, oh my gosh, Solana's this big, it's only got one meme coin, and look how cheap it is? So what I've basically done is I've set up a scenario to get you to admit that there is a price low enough to make you excited about a meme coin, which you don't care about today, but there is a price low enough if it was the only coin on there, right, based off the size of the spear. So I made up this scenario. So what I've just basically shown you, friends, is there are prices too low and there are prices too high. So if Pulse the spear rises up with PulseX, EX, PX, and Richard's able to do some rotation, whatever happens up, and hopefully Moonshot, there are prices too low for all the altcoins on the chain. There are. Maybe Pika on PulseChain. Maybe now it's a $400 million market cap coin. Maybe Teddy Bear is $1 billion. Maybe Dick with Butt is like $500 million, right? You're talking about, you know, the whole ecosystem does a 50 to 100x from here, okay? And the winning meme coins go to the top. That's the world I'm talking to you about. I hope we get there. I don't know if we're going to get there. Okay, I just hope we do. That's what we're playing for, okay? So we got to explore all these, friends. I want you to know that, yeah, his idea didn't work. But also, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. So that's why I'm not here to criticize that, like, you tried. Because here's the thing, man. If someone in the industry is new, right, and they come up to me and said, oh, what should have Richard done to achieve the dream? And I'll just give you a blank stare. There's no examples. Nothing works. Nothing works. I'm not even joking. Literally nothing works. Make a unicorn. That's what works. You know how hard it is to make a unicorn? 1 in 1,000 chance. By the way, would you take a 1 in 1,000 chance with a lot of people's money? Would you really do it like that? Hey, I want to make a unicorn. I've collected 150,000 ETH. There's a 99.9% chance it's going to go to zero anyway. Okay? You can count the unicorns in crypto on your freaking hands. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, by the way. Tether's a unicorn. But the shareholders of Tether were insider equities. Okay? You and I can't benefit from that. Binance Exchange, that's another unicorn. See? Uniswap, the code is unicorn. Also, Uniswap's a unicorn, but it was VC stuff. You can't get in. It's so rare, friends. I guess Chainlink's a unicorn as well. It's still up from that public ICO. Like that, friends, I'm telling you now. Yeah, I can name them. We're going through like, okay, there were 10,000 coins. We haven't even gone to the pump.fun meme coins. 10,000 coins that we're trying. And what I can name like 5 to 10 things. Do you know how hard that is, man? The odds are so freaking low. By the way, how's Ethereum doing this cycle? You're a unicorn. You're doing poop. You're doing poop? See? So even Doge BTC broke its all-time high. Doge does nothing. So Doge is a unicorn. You were the first joke meme tradable on the internet. Right? The first meme coin. See, friends, the odds of you picking this is very, very low. So that's why people, it's not a failure for any of this. It's just part of the journey. And look, man, yeah, if this was a winning formula, all right, maybe we'd be 20x higher by now, and we'd be on our way to 1000x probably. Okay, we're just not getting that world scenario out. It is what it is. It's hard. So I just hope you have an appreciation for. We've gone through this whole journey, and I've just shown you. Okay, so you had an idea, it came out. What are we left with though? Well, I'm gonna play some nice friends. I'm actually gonna play some angel music just to smooth it over again. Okay, you are left with the core cult network effect. That's what you're left with. All right, so you strip all of that away. You're left with Richard's belief in real DeFi, freedom of speech, freedom of movement. Okay, magic carpet ride, all the memes that come along with it. You are left with 70 streamers. One of them has a fluffy microphone, the fluffiest, of course. Okay, you have 170 content creators. You have Matty Allen doing the HEX and PulseChain conference. All the other these other strong bullish fundamental turns. Okay, you are left with that. Now, obviously, the goal is to figure out how much is that worth. Okay, how much is that worth? But, you know, in crypto, friends, you don't mid-curve it. Like, what do you mean, how much is it worth, bro? It's just you either own it or you don't. That's it. We're either on the board. There's no, like, what's the valuation? We got no idea, man. We got no idea. Dogecoin does nothing. It did a 520x, okay? We don't know. We don't know how far these things can go. It's just, it is what it is. But, yeah, I really keeps me up at night sometimes, friends, because if you could go back in time, go back in time, I'll give you a time machine, teleport to Richard's bedroom, and say, hey, before you do the rehypothecation thing, it's not going to work. And he says, okay, person from the future, thank you for telling me that it's not going to work. Give me what I should do instead. And you will say, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Nothing worked. Nothing worked. Make a meme coin. Make the 14th Pepe. By the way, that's what happened, right? Make the 14th Pepe contract in 2023. Not the 13th one. That one rugged. You got to make the 14th one. He would never believe you. No one would believe you. He'd be like, wait, you're telling me I shouldn't make a layer 1 chain and make the best DEX in the world and have this, like, you know, this DeFi altcoin, store of value HEX, where I pay people to hold longer and stuff. You're telling me I shouldn't do any of that. I just make a useless, trashy meme coin. Yes. Oh, man, markets, friends. Markets, they're wild. They're wacky. They're wild. Ultimately, look, I know that 170,000 ETH, it's going to make its way in. I don't know the mechanism it's going to do it. I don't know how he's going to do it. I don't know if he's just going to go, you know what, screw yous, rotate it in. See us, let's figure out the next thing later. All right, what if he, I don't know, what if he beats the corrupt SEC and then he does a wallet sacrifice and now he's got another 170,000 ETH for like cycle 3? I don't know, man. That'll be the funniest thing ever. But yeah, friends, I don't know how high, obviously, these things will go. But I'll just tell you right now, I do see, this reminds me of that Matic chart. Right, I'm hoping we just end up doing some sort of big fat pop. I'm coursing, I'm praying it's as high as possible. So is everyone here. But, you know, if you like, just threw out rough round number to me, okay? Rough round number estimates. If you go to gopulse.com, okay, which is right here, you can add up the market cap of everything. 620 million, 369, 68, and 400 here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly add them up. And what you have is you have around, it's actually 1.5 billion for the ecosystem now. Obviously crushed even lower, 1.5 billion. So can that hit 100 billion one day? Well, man, HEX hit 45. So I just got to write these numbers down, friends. Yeah. HEX's top, right? HEX was 45 billion, okay? It was 45B. So can we get to 100 billion? I mean, I hope so. So what would 100 billion for the, this is like with the dilution effect. That's how conservative it is, like, you know what I mean? Because I'm leaning a bit on that conservative side. That's a 67x from today. Okay, now, friends, remember that might mean 100x for HEX and like 40x for Pulse because the ratios could shift. That's why I just, the whole thing 66, 67x. And yeah, that means the strong winning meme coins, they will do 400x from today. Yeah. And then the weak ones just go to zero, as always. But the opportunity is still there. It is still there. But then we're going to have another conversation, though, about like, you know, how long do you hold for? What are you holding through? That's why, man, what if he introduces a different mechanism of releasing the Ethereum? What if he doesn't rotate all of the Ethereum in? What if he just holds everybody hostage? That's another thing to think about. Because he doesn't have a 10,000x number that he's promised everyone now. What if he just sells 20% of the Ethereum in? Okay, just to tell you, okay. Let's say, friends, let's say literally Ethereum hits $7,200. All right, $7,200. He will have, and let's say he just does a fifth of it, a fifth. So 34,000 ETH at 7,200. He's got $244 million. $244 million that gets inserted in. Now, based off the offers of this thing here, that makes all of us go like I think like a 10 to 16x from today. That's everything. 10x from today. 10 to 16x, that's pretty big, right? It'd probably be around 10x from today. So now you're sitting at, but you're still like a dog shit 15 billion valuation. That's equivalent to HEX being around 15 cents from the last cycle if HEX was one coin. But he could do that and then draw it out. You don't know. You don't know. That's why there is no formula really for all these. You got to believe. That's what it comes down to. And maybe we do get that final sweet justice of all, which is we enter a period where the billionaires' rotation catches wind to the rest of the crypto industry and they are forced to have an alt season in. Like I've told you the real numbers before, friends. Avalanche in 2021, September, they put in only 180 million, 180 into Avalanche for liquidity incentive programs, and they had an alt season. 180 million. Okay, this PulseChain Wallet is going to have over 1 billion with a B at Ethereum $7,000. So you will have like you're going to have like 6 times more money than Avalanche, and they had a season. Okay, that's just going to be sitting there, right? And by the way, the Avalanche incentive program was a load of shit. It was AVAX tokens given out, inflation tokens. It wasn't really 180 million bucks, okay? With this money in the wallet, it is an actual $1.2 billion. It's Ethereum. It's real money. That's what it's going to be. So all the advantages are there, but, you know, are you going to make it though? I know you're going to make it. We've come this whole way. But yeah, man, what a journey, man. What a freaking journey. If this works out, that'll be the funniest thing of all time. It'll be the funniest thing of all time. Not funny for me and you, right? Funny for everyone else because the funny will then turn into sad because they'll be like, wow. It was so obvious all along. Why didn't I listen? They'll probably just end up buying the tippity top of the green candles all over again, friends. That's why markets are chaotic. They are random, right? Don't do leverage. Don't like jump into any of these expectation stuff. Don't, friends. Just don't because, You never know, man. We could just be... What if we just get extended another 6 months? It's outside of our control. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you know what you're here for, okay? You're here to buy low and sell high. And only people who believe are going to make it. That's it. You're either on board or you're not. Okay? So, I know what I'm doing. I'm like, well, this guy... I like the idea. It's a unique edge, isn't it? Right? You're not going to find this in any other coin chain. The VCs own 95% of the coins. They are dumping using Wintermute in the background from day one of release. Okay, now obviously 99% of Twitter thinks Richard Hart dumps in the background. We know they're wrong. There's no evidence of that whatsoever. It's just that they see the price chart and they explain it like that. Okay, so that's our information asymmetry, friends. We know he doesn't dump like that. We know he's got a wallet ready, the magic carpet ride. We just need Ethereum to go up. We know that. It's information asymmetry. Now, it's just a matter of waiting it out. Let's see how it goes. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you in the next one.